In this video, I cleaned the tension device. I will also clean the area inside the front door. I want the presser bar and needle bar and the interior area clean so that the tension device will be going onto a clean machine. There will be an extra clip showing my must for rust first time use. This is a long video. There are timestamps for your convenience. Here are some of the tools and cleaners on the table that I may need for this job. But anyway, I'm going to get started right now by putting the parts in their cleaners. I'm going to get to work. Now this is crud cutter. That right there is crud cutter. And the first thing I want to do is I would like to get this little screw from this part of the hand wheel, balance wheel, which you can see has a cracked center, and that's going in the crud cutter. And that isn't, because that's Bakelite or whatever kind of synthetic that is. The stop block washer here, coming out of the oil and going into the crud cutter. I'm just going to lather it up with oil this way. We're going to dump some oil in from this end. We've already done this big cavity here from the other side. Well, looky there, it's coming right off. And you know, the thing about crud cutter is that it's non-toxic. I don't like the smell, and I don't like having it on my hands. So now, I have changed the soapy water. It was getting quite grim. This shrimp skewer here, this would be another good device for getting in there with a little piece of blue shop towel or whatever. And we're looking for moisture. Let me get the other end of that pipe cleaner. It really would be nice to get that off, wouldn't it? Fair enough. I'm going to leave it for now. I did move, oh look at that. There's a little bit of dirt came off there. It's off. So that's in there like that, with that pin down there, and this pin sticking up. Where was that pin I was referring to? And it's going to go in there. But look at the little bit of grime here and the moisture, you know. Like everything else was exterior, so we were able to do that. So we'll go in there like that, and then we'll rinse it. So that's kind of good. And that's not steel. That's Bakelite or Tectonite or whatever. Like that. It was like that. With those two parts in there. One prong going in there, the other prong going in up here. Right? Right. So that's coming down to the crud cutter, and it's going in the soapy water. Alright, unless it's in oil. So that's going out. We don't need that. Well, that's simple enough. But it was interesting to see how clean they came. I want to assemble the upper tension device, which we see in the little magnetic tray in front of us. This is the way it goes. There is the screw hole. That's where the screw goes. After I put the thread guard on. Wow, was that ever difficult? And that's where it's got to go. Right in there. The guide. Let's get the guide on. So here is the guide. Okay. I have the pickup lever in the up position, and that is so that when I insert the stud, which will have the pin inside of it, it will keep the pin forward so we can see it line up with the rest of the machine. So the dull end goes in like that, and that goes in like that. Yes, it does. I haven't done one of these for a long time. Obviously, it's been too long. So that is pressed as far as I can press it with my screwdriver in there. I'm just trying to establish if there is actually some resistance. There is there. So let me try and insert that, and of course that slot needs to be horizontal like that. I have to undo this screw a little more maybe. Actually, I want to take the screw out now and wipe it off, because I see that it's coming out with oil on it, which is good, but you know, oil has to be wiped off too. This is wet with oil, and that's not what we want. That's not what I want. I want it to be dry with oil. And so I'm wiping the oil off of this screw. There's a little bit of grime from it. See, it's got threads at the head, like at this end, coming out. But then the rest of it is a smooth stud. So how much dirt did we get off there altogether? Well, you know, a couple little smudges, nothing much really. And I have one of these little things, so I'll see if I'm going to put together the tension assembly. So the guide and the guard are on. Okay, I'm going to insert this tension stud, and we want the slot to be horizontal. The pin is already in, so that goes like that. And then here I have the assembly, which is the 3 discs and check spring. So the post is already on. I haven't tightened it in there, I've just put it in there and it's sitting, and there's the check spring, and it has that little tab that turns, and that's the way that goes on, like that. And next are the 3 discs and the thread guard. So there's the 3 discs and there's the thread guard. So get those discs on there, slide that all in between there, and push it on and line up that stud so it goes in that hole like that. So we have the tension assembly, it's on, the check spring, the 3 discs and the thread guard. And here I have the plus minus disc, and we'll put that right on there like that. Then we have this tension spring. A lot of people call it the beehive spring. It also has a horizontal cross member that goes on that horizontal slot on the stud. And then we have the stud stop washer, lock washer, that goes on. Then what we have is, it's actually we have what goes on next is the number indicator, and then this is double threaded flange stud kind of thing. It's threaded inside and outside, and I'm gonna, whoopsie daisy, don't pull everything out, Jebb. Geez, it kind of twisted on me. That's what happened there. Oh dear. Oh, geez, I'm losing parts all over the place here now. Okay, we're stable there like that, and now we take this threaded little stud screw and screw it on. It's threaded on the inside and the outside. Just a second, let me make sure everything's all lined up still. It is. So that's how I want that to go on there. Cool enough to screw that in. And then the number dial goes on. I like to have it right around there between the, let me see where the slot is. See, that's really twisted and it shouldn't have twisted that much. There, that's better there. That's better there. So we want that on. Then we want this on. And I'm kind of centering the 9 and the 0 on the little plastic stud on the inside. And then there's this, I wouldn't call that a grommet, but that goes on like that. And then there is a little screw right there that tightens that on. Oopsie daisy. There, like that. And then the only other thing I have to do is actually secure the machine in the machine. There, I can even feel in my thumb that's holding on to the end of the tension device, when I tighten that screw and it snugs up, I can feel it kind of tauten up on the stud. So there, that is on now. And it's starting to look, well, it's looking better than it did. No two ways about that. That's a for sure. And then this is double threaded flange stud kind of thing. It's threaded inside and outside. And I'm gonna, whoopsie daisy, don't pull everything out, Jebb. Geez, it kind of twisted on me. That's what happened there. Oh dear. Oh, geez, I'm losing parts all over the place here now. Okay, we're stable there. Like that. Stable there like that. And now we take this threaded little stud screw and screw it on. It's threaded on the inside and the outside. Just a second, let me make sure everything's all lined up still. It is. So that's how I want that to go on there. Cool enough, screw that in. And then the number dial goes on. I like to have it right around there between the, let me see where the slot is. See, that's really twisted and it shouldn't have twisted that much. There, that's better there. That's better there. So we want that on. Then we want this on. And I'm kind of centering the 9 and the 0 on the little plastic stud on the inside. And then there's this, I wouldn't call that a grommet, but that goes on like that. And then there is a little screw right there that tightens that on. Oopsie daisy. There, like that. And then the only other thing I have to do is actually secure the machine in the machine. There, I can even feel in my thumb that's holding on to the end of the tension device, when I tighten that screw that snugs up, I can feel it kind of tauten up on the stud. So there, that is on. Inspecting the sewing machine, I was able to see that I still need to clean the receptacle where the tension device slides into the sewing machine. And that whole area here is quite messy before I replace the tension device. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to this. This is kind of really fun, actually. Okay, so have an eye right here when I turn the hand wheel. Here it comes, watch for it. And here comes the little lever coming down, right? And so that lever, if we go over here and take a look, what we see here, where's my pointer? I lost it, I'll use this little screwdriver. Oh, I didn't lose it, it just got hidden. Okay, so what we see here, right there, that flat piece of steel right there at the end of my pointer, that is the little hook or pickup lever. It doesn't have a hole in it, but you can see where I'm pointing on the outside, and I'm going to turn it in a minute so you can see better. But just watch that area right there and there when I turn the hand wheel. There, see that? So, and you can kind of see the whole rotation there. It's just starting to come out of the machine and down now. And yeah, it just seems like it's like there's nothing on it, like no holes or slots or anything like that. It's just, but it is grimy, you know, what you can see there already. It's pretty gross, especially in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the little paintbrush and get some fresh crud cutter, because I don't have any right now, and I'm going to start sweeping some crud cutter on that stuff. As I turn the hand wheel forward, I can see that the big pickup lever, the regular one, it has gone down. The big one is coming up, and now as our big one gets up, the little one is down, and it repeats the process. Cool. So what I'm going to be doing now is I will remove this thread guide and check spring rest area and guide. So I'm going to remove this door. So that opens it up quite nicely. I hope I kept my big head out of the way. Okay, so I kind of know where I can go with my head. So I do have a little bit, I need where's my paper towels? Because I'm gonna put paper towel on the bed. The other thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the needle. And I'll raise the needle bar, undo the needle bar, needle screw, and I'll put that in. I have a couple of magnetic trays here. Not those ones back there. Those ones these ones right here. Those are my little, so I just put the needle in that one. And there's the crud cutter. And here's a couple of the little brushes from the dollar store that I'm going to use to clean up there. And of course, I do want to put some blue shop towels on the bed of the sewing machine so that it doesn't get tarnished by the crud cutter that may or may not seep down. So there, that's how I've got that. And I'll leave the view just like that for now, for a minute to start. And you can see some of the dust already moving off there, just with that little brushing. And I am going to wash this off fairly soon because I am kind of putting it on like the paint there to get at those screws. And I want the paint to get clean anyway. So I've got that area there. That area there. And that's my test area for the I don't know if that finishes paint or what it is. Well, I shouldn't say it's my test area because I'm just going to go and wash it anyway with the crud cutter. Whom I try to kid. I can't control myself that much. And I do have a spray bomb with the crud cutter in it also. Fair enough. Let me wipe that off. How are we doing on the view? Cool. I think we're still good to see what we need to see. So that was a real adventure for me to spray that on. And but you know, it gives me the opportunity to get areas that I couldn't get sufficiently, because that brush is really a skinny brush. It's not really that great a brush, and I can see a drop coming down right there. Fair enough. What I also want to get is I want to get a pipe cleaner. Cool. It did get in there. I got a cotton swab with crud cutter on it. There's a screw, an inset screw in there, right where this guide is, right in there, I believe. And so that other brush I have over here, it's been in the oil, crud cutter on, and get in there on that baby there, that screw back there, that lever there. Oh wow, look at the dirt coming off that slider. We'll send it up there, boy. Oh well, yeah, I put crud cutter on there. That's sometimes when you put crud cutter on, some of the parts it's hard to move them. It's not an idea to play with the gears too much after you put crud cutter on them. Better to clean them off first. And so excuse me, I'm going to give it another spray. And I want to get soapy water on there. Ooh, look at the nice dirt rolling off there. Put some oil on it and send it back in. So there, the thread is only at the top end, or this end. The pin just goes in there and holds it. So I have a little bit of Tri-Flow Superior lubricant. You know what? I'm just going to put some oil in there. and then send that in there. And then I can send it in this way. Cool. There, and that's buttoned right up against the thing that hits the tension stud. So we'll tighten that up. And everything has oil on there anyway. That's as far as I can get it to go. And I'll just leave it sticking out like that. Nice. I got it. Cool. The work has been going well, and in preparation for replacing the upper tension device, I had cleaned all inside here while still leaving the needle bar and the presser bar in the machine. So now that this is done, I can reassemble the and I want to get inside the lid as well. I'm pretty sure I had washed it off already, but another go is not going to harm it in the least. Let the shop towel paper fibers gather up all the loose moisture, humidity, and I'll give it a quick blast with you-know-who. To mention, if I can let you guys... But these are oil wicks in there, and I have located a place to purchase those online, on YouTube actually. And then they're dead-ended there, the wicks. And there are slots for the oil to seep down in a slow kind of time process. So that's that. So here I am in the kitchen sink. And I have a white little plastic container, and I have the bottom of the 411G, and that filthy sponge there, that's where the bottom felt was. That was staining everything and you know, dirtying everything up. So I've got this in here, and I've got a utility brush or scrub brush or whatever, and you know, I've got this is just dishwashing liquid, you know, for educational purposes it's that, and so I'm going to have a go at that. But I just wanted to, you know, kind of continue along in this memer vein, that the inside of the bottom can be really, really filthy, especially that felt pad that is down there. I had washed this in the sink and I degreased it. I used Crud Cutter, soapy water, dishwashing liquid, and I've dried it off with the blue shop towels, and now it's time to zap it with the hairdryer in there. Whoops, yelling over the hairdryer. So so that's done now too. So next I'm going to assemble the tension device and install it on the sewing machine. First I'm going to sweep this out a little, whatever I can, and then I'm going to give it a bit of an oil bath, not down here on the electrical per se, but on the plug, but up here. But there's a lot of dust down there too. I mean, you know, it's standard fare for most of these machines that they've never been really serviced, or, you know, they've been gathering dust for 50 or 70 years or whatever. So that's good enough that way. I can put that there. To start cleaning this area here, first of all, and the area I'm talking about is this area in here, and I want to get in here, here, and here, because I would like to be able to get the hand wheel on. So I have used the paintbrush there to sweep out the dust off the electrical. I'm not going to be touching the receptacle or that electrical stuff, but I am going to be cleaning in here with oil and my cleaning tools that I've been using, mostly blue shop towels as well. So, as always, when using oil with a stem, have to make sure that the stem is in the spout. If the stem is way up here, it's not going to get oil. So I'm just going to start. Am I getting some oil? Yep. Then down there. And I am going to end up, rubbing this a bit and whatever, but I just want to get some on there for now. And it is a bit of an oil bath. I'm expecting that I've already put oil in there, but I'll put another one in now because I am recording it, so I can check back later to make sure that I did do this. And these are the screws for the lid, and this is where I keep them because this is where they're supposed to be. Yeah, I did oil these already. I'm not going to touch this a whole lot. Now I'm going to get in there with a little brush. And one of the brushes I have is this one here, and I'm just gonna start gently. That's not really that great a brush for a lot of the area here. A lot of it is just gonna be shop towel, blue shop towel. I'm gonna go right to blue shop towel right now. And I want to see what kind of dirt I can get off here with the oil. Get some stuff to kind of break free and I am going to go in with crud cutter, I'm pretty sure. Some more oil in here, flood it a bit. And I want to get it down in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it upside down. How are we doing turning it upside down? It's stable. It is stable. What can you see? Not a whole lot. I know. Me neither. So, what I'm looking at is really that round orifice there. There. Yeah, right down there. Because that's where the motor goes in. So I can see that it is oily on there. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of minutes, is trying to get some blue shop cloth and my other little utensils here and give it a clean out. So I'm just going to start from the top first. This may not be the most easy to see, but it is what it is. So my condolences. What am I going to use? Paper towel. And I'm going to use the end of this paintbrush and wrap some paper towel around it and send it down that round hole. See if it'll fit in there. And it will. So it's in there, it's kind of loose. I'm moving it up and down, and I'm turning it around now, spinning it to the right. Let's see what we get. I don't know, I don't really see a whole lot. So that's kind of cool. While I'm here, I'll just give this a wipe down. It hasn't been oiled or washed or, oh geez, look at the varnish down there. Oh dear, what a mess. Let's get her back upright again, get her top side again. Oh yeah, but that's good. It's good to see that it all came through. Anyway, I want this end. How are we doing for being lined up, Jebb? we're kind of all right. I'm just going to throw some more oil on there. That is kind of a hard area to reach, I will give it that. I'm going to throw some down there. Try and avoid hitting the wire directly. And I am going to throw some on here on these guys. They all got to be greased anyway. I mean oiled. So bad, Jebb. Gonna be running out of oil soon, that's no good. Anyway. And what I want is I want a little container like this. And I'm gonna put some oil in there. There. Yeah, I gotta go up to the garment district anyway because I want to get some felt for the bottom, for the inside of the bottom covers. I guess the top side of the bottom cover, because you know they get like that when I was looking at and whatever this morning, they get really greasy. Okay, I got oil on here. Where am I going with this? I'm going right in here. Like that, all the way around. There. And check it out. Look how filthy that is coming out of there. And that's just going around that wheel like that. And I can see it, you know, that it is really grimy. How's that? Maybe we'll get a better shot at it with that up there like that. I'm going to throw a little bit of tri-flow on there. Get it into the mix. I need to adjust that light. Something like that. Yeah. I think that's better. That does. Okay, let me get in here with another piece of this shop towel. So I'm getting a bit off there, but, well, I guess I'm being a little impatient. You know, I don't actually want to throw a whole lot of crud cutter on in here because there is paint, I know, or, you know, some kind of cladding or covering, whatever, paint lacquer or whatever. And I don't want to really damage it, but, you know, having said that, it is in a hidden area. But, you know, I guess my focus is going to be like, how much do I really need to do? Because I'm not doing this to sell it for good money. You know, these are basically my collection, and this is basically my apprenticeship, my restoration apprenticeship. You know, and so. You know, I am self-funded. I mean, it's nice to have a, you know, a venue like YouTube that possibly you could earn, you know, some sort of income to offset some of the cost. Cool. We're getting a bit, but I can tell you it's going to be a slow process. Indeed it will. How else can I get in there? I need a larger device to go down that tube. Yeah, I'll have to get something. Time to go to the dollar store. So to finish up, I'm going to replace the hand wheel fairly quickly. And put the lock washer back on. And we'll get it snugged up, battened down. Fair enough there. And that's snug. And then lastly, I'm going to replace the top, put it back on. Am I hitting it there? Or am I missing it? I think I'm missing it. Oh, there. So I got that one. I'll just put it on a little. I didn't snug it up. It's a little bit loose. I'll get my arm out of there. That one's snug. Yeah. And that one's snug. What a great, I really enjoyed this video. I hope you did too. If you made it to the end, way to go. You deserve a medal. Hope there were some things in here. It's a long video. So based on that, I hope there was a number of things for a number of you to be interested in. Anyway, take care of yourselves, have fun. Adios, amigos. Okay, what I'm going to do here is, these are those parts that were really rusty, that I put in the rust for must, or must for rust. Like, holy cow, man. Like, can you believe that? Like, that is literally, like, so far out awesome. And that's in the must for rust, the Rust-Oleum product. Oh, look at this. Oh, well, that's wet too, but I think there's smear coming off there as well. So we'll put that over there, the rust for must, the must for rust. And let me get a shop towel. We'll put them right down there. I'll get my big face out of the camera. And I'm gonna sop up the excess. And what I want us to see is if I'm sweeping off dirt with this towel, right? You betcha. So look at the dirt that come off that, even though there's no rust there now, and it cleaned all the rust off. Look how it loosened up all that dirt. That's going right in the oil. And same deal. Hey. And same thing. I'm just gonna get right in here, sweep it off, and look at the filth. Wow, that is so nice. You know, what a way to save your tools, to increase the value of your tools. Indeed. See, so there I extended the stem so that now I can get oil, because the stem is right in here. Before, when I was turning it upside down, it was right up here and the oil was down here, so I was pushing air. But here, we'll get some more oil in there. And now we'll get this dude